And now, we will watch a video introducing the theme of this year's SDF. We're witnessing an extreme form of power struggle. The one with the loudest voice messes things up, then people begin blaming one another. It starts a downward spiral. And we should stop. We should take a moment to look at what situation we're in and try to solve problems in a completely new way. We need to transform ourselves so that we're able to ask the important questions that matter. This year, we will take a long, hard look at the conflicts in our society. In a nationwide phone survey of 1,000 Korean adults, 83.1% answered conflict in Korean society is significant, and 6 out of 10 anticipated the conflict to grow bigger. When asked about the visible signs of conflict, the answers included fighting amongst politicians, tragic accidents caused by conflict, protests and demonstrations, clashes of opinions online, etc. And respondents felt that it was not easy to talk about politics, especially with those who had different political opinions, and they felt only the extreme opinions were heard and moderate voices muted. 59.4% replied that they felt none of the political parties represented them, and 52.6% said they could not relate to any of the media outlets. And maybe that is why, when people try to acquire information about controversial issues, their choice of information source following the press was online community and YouTube. People cited as the main cause of social conflict the political culture forcing people to take sides, self-righteousness, and double-standard mentality. When asked who should work the hardest as the mediator, the top answers were the assembly, and as you can see, it is followed by the government and the press. Worth noting is the tendency to try to narrow the differences and meet in the middle when faced with a thorny issue instead of deciding by majority. More than half of the people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s were of this opinion. And to the question of what do we need most to resolve conflict, the top 3 answers were tolerance, change in the way we communicate, and a system to support that. With that in sight, this year's SDF will focus on the culture of respecting differences, changing ways of communication, and the system which will enable all this. As individuals, we may be easily swayed by politics, press, and technology. We have the right not to be manipulated and must be courageous enough to come face to face with ideas different from ours. We believe the magic question to set the change in motion is this really what I think? You're here with us, standing at the starting point of change, whether it be little changes you can make today or a sea change requiring global movement.